Okay, guys, back. And let's see if this works any better. I think we're looking good here. Okay, hopefully so. Shoot me a little message and let me know if we're rocking and rolling. We're going to jump back in and I'm going to actually repeat just a few things to make sure we're on track. So, this live is all about answering questions about needing more time to produce more income right now. So, we're all scrambling. Everybody's trying to get those leads, trying to make sure it's working for them. Again, shoot me a thumbs up, something if make sure we're getting video and audio really good here. I actually reverted back to the older version of Facebook Live. The new one is just, I think it's just, what's up, Mike? Is this one working good for you, Mike? Just making sure we're good on audio and video. Robert, awesome to see you. Mike, thanks. Awesome. I'm jumping on the old live version for Facebook. I've found that the new live studio is kind of glitchy. I don't know if it's just grabbing more a better quality from the HD video and it can't handle it. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, rocking and rolling. There we go, Lane. Good to see you, ma'am. All right, so needing more time is a big deal right now. We all need more time to prospect and do outreach, and that is so, so important. We've tripled at our agency, we've tripled the amount of outreach we traditionally do, like literally tripled the effort. We have different types of jobs coming in than we used to have. We've shifted and changed a lot of the types of services that we're offering to things we never thought we'd be offering, but we have skill sets in those areas, we know what to do, and so we've made those jumps. That's been really, really great. It's starting to produce some income, and we're actually closing good deals and good cases on a consistent basis right now, which is fantastic. The market was really tough last week for us, and it's definitely picked up this week. I think that's a product of our activity. What's up, Franklin? I also think it's a product not just our activity, but of just the emotional state of the market. I know there's still bumps coming, but this is not my first big change in business to deal with. I was doing stuff in 1999, when in 2000, stuff like that. The terrorist stuff that went on back then was a big deal. 2001, then also the 2008 financial crash. I owned a financial advisory and investment management firm at that point. Sold that a few years ago. We took that back and took it to the roof. It's fantastic. But there's lots of ups and downs, and markets are kind of like earthquakes. They kind of feel the tremors, and everybody freaks out, and then there's some aftershocks. So the aftershocks are normal, and that will come over the next weeks and months as different communities around the world deal with all this stuff at different times. And there's so much hardship in that, and I'm not minimizing any of that. I'm just strictly talking business here. But we're seeing that the emotion is starting to stabilize a little bit. People got freaked out here in the States, and a lot of our folks in Europe and Australia. It's kind of our primary markets: Australia, Europe, and North America. They got freaked out pretty bad last week, 2 weeks ago, and now everybody's emotions starting to settle, and they're realizing, hey, we have to get business, we have to move forward, and we have to actually do things productively in our agencies, in our practices. We work with a lot of medical practices as well, and to get that moving forward. So that's actually really good. Glad to see that. Here's the thing. We need more time to prospect. You need more time to prospect. Working your list, working your current email list, your current set of contacts in your phone, your current people on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you hang out. Those times, those moments, those minutes literally are so important. That's activity, and you gotta have it. It's work. You gotta have it. We've talked a lot about how to generate that activity and how to recraft some of that offer and how to re-get into that sales pitch a little better and more intuitively right now in previous live videos in this group. They're free. Dig down there and find them. But having time is a big deal. So let's talk about freeing up some of your time with some simple systems and delegation. If you don't have staff or a partner to work with, or kids at home that are bored, or something like that where you can delegate to, focus on the systems. If you do have a little bit of community around you and you can delegate some stuff, then hang in for that. Systems first. Simple stuff that we do that's working for us. Awesome, Brenda. Glad it's back on. Yay, it's working. So glad. I think I'm just going to use the old Facebook Live version from now on because it's so much more stable. So the tell Facebook thanks somebody. So the simple systems. Let's talk through your inbox first and communication. So much communication comes to us through our phones, on our computers, in Facebook Messenger, Instagram, YouTube. If you have a YouTube channel, you get tons of messages there. All this stuff funnels in. Filter the heck out of your inbox, your Google, your Gmail, your AOL account, whatever it is that you have. I think I still have a Yahoo account. I don't know where it's at, though. I don't know how to get into it. Whatever you have, filter that stuff out. There's so much junk in there. There's so much really amazing news in there. There's so many email feeds that you've signed up for because you got someone's free product or whatever and they have your inbox. Filter, filter, filter. Cut the noise. All right. I don't actually check my inbox anymore. Haven't in quite a while because I delegate that, right? You can delegate that. I can show you how. But filter that in. So in Gmail, there's some great filtering options. Just look in your settings and you can actually start filtering out emails by subject line, by keyword, by who's sending them, all kinds of stuff. And you can actually test and see how it's going to look, what kind of stuff the filter would have pulled out, and you can turn on the filters. And all of a sudden your inbox will drop down significantly. All right. Another tip there is if you are checking your inbox, or even if you have a staff member like I do, my staff member, Kimberly, she actually handles all of my communication, and she only checks my inbox twice a day, when she first gets to work and when she's wrapping up the day, like maybe 30 minutes before she wraps up so she has time to hit something if she needs to. Because it's distracting for her too, right? There's constantly people trying to get our attention. Cut it out. All right, so check once or twice a day if you can, and filter like crazy so it cuts down what you see. Our brains only have the capacity to make so many good decisions and deal with so much emotion, so cut it down. Let's talk social media. Emotion is a real thing, right? There's so much emotion on social media. Oh my gosh, it's so emotional. It is, and you got to cut it out. So don't look at social media until you need to. So on my browser right now, I look up here on my Chrome browser, I have bookmarks at the top, right? You can set this bookmark thing up. So I have Wrike, that's my project management suite. I have our Google Drive. By the way, I have 2 folders on our Google Drive bookmarked right here on my Chrome. So I have the project management suite, Wrike, W-R-I-K-E is the one we use. Use whatever you want. The Google Drive folders, I don't just have Google Drive bookmarked so I can go in there and lose myself in Google Drive. Ours is very organized, but still you spend time tracking down through there. I actually have SendHold, which is my agency's Google Drive, and Elite Agency, which is this right here. I have those 2 Google Drives bookmarked on my Chrome browser so that I don't waste time. All right. Then I have Facebook Inner Circle bookmarked. That's this right here. And I have Facebook Messenger directly linked on my bookmark bar. If I'm going to Facebook, I'm dropping in Facebook Inner Circle, this group right here. Love hanging out with you guys. I don't hang out anywhere else on Facebook. I post to my personal profile maybe once a week. If I'm awesome, usually it's less than that. And I try to make something that's relevant to the markets that I serve. But I don't go there. I don't hang out on Facebook. I have Facebook Messenger because you and I all talk a lot on Facebook Messenger in this group, but that Messenger feed is really almost exclusively just for the Elite Agency group. We get a lot of conversation in there, and I want to make sure we're keeping up with that. I have a PayPal link and a white noise link, like the white noise that that helps you focus when it's noisy, because I got lots of kids in my house right now, so it's noisy. That's it. That's the only thing I can see when I open up my Chrome browser. Cut the distractions, and it's a simple way. I don't have a lot on Instagram. We're about to do more there, but if I do that, it'll be a very focused link. I'll click on it, and it won't be me hanging out on Instagram. Brenda says, I took your advice yesterday and started doing one project at a time and closed everything I didn't need. And when my project was finished, I jumped on another one again, doing the same process. It's really helpful. Thank you. You're welcome. Brenda's bringing up a great point. She's time blocking. So you can time block in your calendar. I was about to get to the calendar anyway. Let's go ahead and shift to that. You can time block in your calendar by simply saying, yeah, I'm meeting with you. Facebook Live is on my calendar every day. I hang out with you guys at 10 o'clock Central every morning, 5 days a week. That's a time block. It's an appointment, right? That's simply what an appointment is. Also, you can make appointments with yourself. So I time block my calendar. My staff time blocks their calendars, and we simply mark down calendar times when we're going to sit down and do a project, right? We're going to do one thing at a time, and it's going to be from 11 to 12 or something like that. I never time block for less than 15 minutes. I never time block for more than an hour and a half. My attention span doesn't last more than an hour and a half, and you can't really start getting into a project deep in 15 minutes or less. So between really 30 minutes and 90 minutes are the sweet spots for me. I time block, I get something done. If I have to write an email sequence, or if I have to be involved in the copy process of that, I time block an hour and a half, and I sit down and I go through with Kimberly, who does a lot of copywriting for me in our office, and boom, 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 boom. We go through the email sequence. We focus. Everything else, all distractions are done. We put it aside. We go to the next thing. You can do that with a project and task management thing also. Brenda, awesome job. You rock. Lori, great to see you. And let's go back to one more thing, calendaring. Get a calendaring app, like get a link. So I use Schedule Once. You can use Calendly. There's tons of them out there. It's like project and task management suites. They all kind of do the same thing. You got to find the one that you like the best. People get in all kind of arguments about which one to use. Who cares? If you like your project and task management suite, and if it helps you communicate with your team or your clients about work, great, it's awesome. If you like your calendar link, great, it's awesome. I use Schedule Once. Most of these calendar links have free versions where you can set up, it might have a little brand or logo down there like Calendly or Schedule Once or Once Hub or whatever down at the bottom, fine. But I love my calendar links. They're efficient. If somebody wants to meet with you and they want to pay you, then great, send them a Calendly link or a Schedule Once link. If they just want to talk to you and you're doing strategy calls or something where you're kind of helping your community out, or if they're sales calls, or if they're just staff calls, get a calendar link. You can set up multiple calendar links and you can have these things where it fills in the calendaring process for you. Nothing is as annoying as going back and forth. Like literally, I think the fastest back and forth you can get is, for instance, let's talk about Brenda. Brenda, when do you want to talk? Let's talk soon. She sends me back a message. She says, awesome, I'm free on Tuesday or Wednesday or Friday next week. Fantastic, Brenda. Looks like Tuesday's going to work the best for me. This is our third communication. How about 11 o'clock? She sends back, no, 11, actually I can't. How about Friday? Okay, that's her fifth. How about Friday? That's me. I'm number 6. Fantastic. Friday at 6. Friday sounds good. I've got openings from 2 to 4. Boom. She's back. We're number 7 now. And great. Let's do 3 o'clock. Super. I'll send you a calendar invite with a Zoom link. Fantastic. See you then. Great. I'm at 10 pieces of communication just to schedule a 30-minute conversation with Brenda. Love hanging out with Brenda. Don't like scheduling with Brenda. So I want to make sure that I just simply drop her a link and boom, she picks it. We're done. All right. So efficient. If you think it's a little less personal, Brenda says we use setmore.com and it's free. There you go. Right there in the comments. Thank you, Brenda. So if you calendar with people and you think it feels a little less personal, then you can set up your calendaring link, whatever it is, but set more like Brenda uses. You can say personal things in the process. It automates you for it. It automates it, and you can say something like, I think ours says something like, hey, this is the simplest and most efficient way for us to get calendaring done, just trying to save you and us both time. Pick a time that works for you, and I'll make it work on my side. Something where it's relatable and friendly. You don't have to go all mechanical. We're not trying to be robots here. Lori says, timetrade.com is another free one. I love how many resources there are out there. Yes, absolutely, Lori. Thank you, Lori. Timetrade.com right there is linked. You can pick out that one too. Brenda, me too. All right, so that's calendaring. Get it off your plate. Quit doing it. Just show up when your calendar says you're supposed to do it. Now, the calendars and emails come together, right? If you're Google or Windows or Mac or whatever you use on your phone, the phone is one of the few places that your calendar and your email are kind of separated because they come in apps. But on your computer, often it's like you open up Google and there's your calendar and your email. And they're all kind of right next to each other. I use MailPlane for my calendar email suite on my computer, and I hardly ever open it because they're together. So I actually use my phone to check my calendar. And I don't do much more than that because I don't want to get distracted. So if you're going to pull up a calendar app, look at your calendar app, make sure you're not pulling up and opening up your email. All right. Whatever social media channels you're using, bookmark where you need to go and don't go anywhere else. Whatever calendaring stuff you're going to do, get a link, get it done. Emailing, get the filters in place, delegate it if you can. Okay. Lori also likes scheduling through my Facebook page. You know, Lori, I've never used Facebook Schedule. I see that option up there, but I've never used it because we already do Schedule Once. But yes, absolutely love it. Good for you. All right, so that's that on just getting some efficiency things in from a communication standpoint, distractions on social, and some calendaring stuff. If you can delegate every bit of that you can. If you have somebody that you can trust, if you're paying someone, a VA, someone locally, if you got a teenager who's really responsible in your house that's bored right now and you can delegate and pay them a few bucks here or there, awesome, do it, right? Get this off your plate. Let someone else check your calendar. Let someone else handle your email. Let someone else handle any communication they can, social media, whatever. Well, how do you do that, Chris? Well, let me tell you. I have a few minutes left. Here's what I do. I pull up a screen share video. I use ScreenFlow 8. You can use the thing that comes naturally on your computer. I think I'm on a Mac. I know I'm on a Mac, but because why would I use a PC, right? Sorry, PC people. What is this thing called on a Mac? It is called, I used to use this a lot. Where's this thing? Come on. There it is, QuickTime. QuickTime comes on a Mac. I think it comes on a PC. Your PC or your Mac has something free and native already on the computer that you can do. What's up, Tom? You can do a screen recording and record your video. So I'll literally just turn that on. I'll record my inbox and I'll say, hey, this is Chris. Glad you're here. And I'm going to show you how to do my inbox today. My staff get these silly little videos from me. And, hey, Lori, you're a PC person? Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to change that, Lori. Eventually, I'll convince you to come to the dark side. So we want to make sure that you just simply do a screen share, like screen recording. You can jump on Zoom and record that way as well. And that way your little picture's up there on the top. It's kind of fun. Even if nobody else is on your Zoom call, you can just Zoom, hit record to your computer or the cloud. It's free, Zoom's free, and you can talk someone through exactly what's going on your screen. And I literally walk them through, hey, here's my inbox. I've set up these filters. Here's the filters. Hey, here's the stuff that does come in. If you get anything from these 10 people, their clients, make sure you check with me. If you get anything from other people, here's kind of how I handle it. This kind of thing right here is junk. This kind of thing right here is awesome. Save it for me. So my Kimberly, she actually just puts a star. She's been with me for years now, so she handles almost every bit of communication that comes and goes from me. But when you get somebody in there for a couple, like when you pass like 3 or 4 weeks, all of a sudden they can start handling this for you, and it frees up your world so much. It's worth delegating. If you want to, when I first started doing this, I was nervous about it, like letting someone else handle my communication. And so every day for 2-3 weeks, I actually sat down with them. We shared screens. There was somebody I hired over in the Philippines named Sai. Sai, if you're watching this, she's freaking amazing. I miss you, Sai. And she actually helped me learn this process early on. We'd sit down every day. We'd literally go through my inbox, like sharing Skype or something at that point, and I would teach her how I communicated. We made templates. Hey, I get this kind of question a lot. Let's go ahead and put that in a template in a little Google Doc or Word doc, share it, and boom, that was she had templates to work with. And she also began to learn the pattern of how I communicated. Anytime there was a question, she would star the email or flag it or whatever your email system does. And her goal was to get 3 or less stars per day left in my inbox. So every day I'd check it at like the end of the day, and I'd jump in there. For a while it was 10 stars, then it went down to 5, then it was down to like 1, and most days it was none, because she figured me out and she knew how to communicate like I do. And that really, really helped. Every now and then, I mean like once a year, and I get hundreds of emails constantly. I don't know, Kimberly could tell you, I bet I get 100 emails a day. And we try to filter like crazy. Every now and then, maybe once a year, I actually get an email reply back after someone on my team has emailed out saying, wait a second, that wasn't what we talked about last week on the phone. Oops, no big deal. That's my fault. I didn't let my staff know, hey, I had a conversation with so-and-so, and here's what we talked about. And every now and then something comes up where like the email doesn't seem natural. And I just simply reply back, hey, so sorry, was super busy that day. Had somebody on my team actually checking in on my emails. Wanted to get something back to you fast. They didn't realize our conversation happened. Here's what we talked about. Let's go forward this way. Never once have I had anybody who's felt bad about that. They're always like, oh, no problem. Totally understand. We're all busy. Super cool. Can you show me how to do that? And then we're off to the races talking about it. So if you're worried about, what if they mess up something I've already got going in our conversation? Don't worry about it. They're going to be actually probably impressed and glad that you're doing that. And really like, can you show me how? Because everybody wants a few more minutes. So that's that. Delegating your calendar, scheduling app works, or they can simply go through the process of sending the scheduling app to someone on your behalf if you're delegating. And with social media, I delegate as much as I can. I want to make sure I'm communicating and staying in contact with the right people, but we have an enormous amount of templates that we're constantly building. Lucy on my team, if you're in my mastermind, you know Lucy, she's awesome. Lucy on my team was actually working in templates today because new things are coming up with all this craziness in the world, people asking questions that we get. When we get the question asked like the 3rd time, we make a template. So I answer it once, I answer it twice, and I'm like, this is a trend. I make a template, here's my answer to this kind of question. Anytime my staff see that question come through, it might be a 2 or 3 paragraph answer. And one of you guys or girls may have asked me a question, and you may have actually received a template and not even known it, because So many questions come through so consistently and predictably that once we see that trend, I give it a really thorough answer, and then we have a copy paste template so that you're not waiting on me 3 days, 4 days out to get an answer. We have that answer prepared, and boom, like a Q&A database you have on any good service program. We just handle it without a bot. We handle it with real people, but it allows me not to retype and answer the same question over and over and over again. Another way, this is the last of it, I know it's almost 30 minutes in, I'm flying here. Another way to do that is with voice recordings or video recordings. I do a lot of video recordings in my Facebook communication because I like video. It's easier than me thumbing it out or typing it out. It also keeps me off the platform more. So just to hold the little video button down in Facebook Messenger and be like, hey, great question. Here you go. Let me just drop this in here real quick. Here's what I do. Hope that works for you. Boom, we're done. That's relational. I love doing video messages because I love seeing people. And most of the time when I do a video message, I get a video message back. And I think it's really fun. I get to see somebody because I want to see people. Everybody's gone right now. So simple way. It's fast. It's efficient. Some people use Voxer. I'm not a huge fan of Voxer. But that's just me, the way I work. Some people love it though. Anyway, that is some simple systems to get your time back in line, be efficient, ways to delegate that, because the biggest thing you can do right now with your time, two things: prospecting and selling. So getting new business in the door, finding those sources, building those relationships, getting new business in the door, figuring out what they need, what you can offer in your skill set, and closing that deal. We talked a lot about that in previous conversations. The second thing that you can do that's super important is the work that you do best. So the part of your workflow that requires your brain, your skill, your intuition, whatever it is that you're amazing at. If you don't have staff, you're doing it all right now. I get it. If you do have staff or can bring in enough new deals, you can hire a little bit of staff time, somebody from a VA agency or an outsourcing place, something. Hand off those tasks that you can hand off, even in your workflow. Figure out the ones that take you the most amount of time, that don't require your unique skill set. No being a perfectionist here. Believe it or not, there are lots of people who can do it better than you can. It's okay. Everybody can do my job better than me. Lots of people can. It's just a matter of me giving it up, letting it go, going through a really good training process with a video, and moving it on. That way I can spend my time prospecting and finding new people to bring into our organization so I can help them and get paid for it. Yay, that's what we need right now. Okay, that is all we're going to cover today. Brenda, great idea with video messaging, makes it more personal. Yep, Brenda, this is my video message to you. Glad seeing you here. Brenda, it's okay. It's only Dennis and me in our biz. Awesome, Brenda. Well, delegate to Dennis. You know, he's sitting right there. Just give him everything you don't want to do. All right, that's it for me. Y'all have a fantastic day, a fantastic weekend. One last parting comment. I mentioned this last weekend too. If you can shut it off over the weekend and not work and leave social media off and not check your inbox or your phone or your calendar, absolutely do it. I'm doing that every weekend like a boss. Hey, Dennis. Glad to see you, man. Glad you made it. I'm doing it constantly. Shutting off on the weekends and shutting off after 6 p.m. It's so important to get your brain back. The headspace right now is your most valuable asset. And I know we have a ton of work to do and we're all hustling like crazy, but this headspace is going to make you money. And if you exhaust it by checking your bank account or checking your emails at 10 p.m., you're going to miss out. If you can free up the headspace, you're going to think of stuff. I'm getting the best, most productive, most financially advantageous ideas ever right now because I'm at night. They're not coming when I'm hustling all day long. They're coming like at 10 o'clock at night after I'm on my way to bed. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to write that down. I'm going crazy on Sundays, right? So by Sunday, I've got Friday night, Saturday, and I'm like 36, 48 hours into a detox from all the noise. And all of a sudden on Sundays, the past 3 Sundays, I'm realizing I know what to do. I see it. I see the opportunity. And it's only because I gave my mind space to think and chill, and it's unwinding, and it's just giving me time and space. Take a break. If you can only take a break for 4 hours, find the 4 hours, put it all down and do it. If you can take a break for a whole day, do it. If you can take a break for the whole weekend, absolutely do it. Thank you all for being here. I truly, truly love being in this group. It's super encouraging to me to see all of y'all hustling like crazy. All of y'all are getting traction. We're making this thing happen. Activity breeds results. Do work, get results. Get out there and crush it. I'll see you all. Dennis, hey, I'll catch the replay. Awesome, Dennis. Glad to see you every day. Hope you guys are all safe and happy, and keep your hands washed, and be kind, and look for ways you can serve the folks around you in your community from a 6 feet distance. Do the right stuff. All right. Talk to y'all soon. See you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.